From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN Noon News.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us on the Noon News. I'm Andrea Lutz. After a considerable hit to the local economy in our Montana border towns, many businesses are anxiously awaiting for the opening of the Canada border to fully vaccinated travelers. That story we're going to get to in just a minute. But first, the FBI says it found human remains and the personal belongings of Brian Laundrie. Here's today's leading look. The remains were found in a Florida wilderness park, but the FBI is not saying if the remains belong to Laundrie. He, though, remains the sole person of interest in his fiancée, Gabby Petito's disappearance. She was found murdered in Wyoming just last month. Montana's new abortion laws are headed to the state Supreme Court. Planned Parenthood of Montana is suing that the new restrictions are an invasion of women's privacy. The U.S. Department of Justice says the missing and murdered Indigenous peoples crisis is firmly connected to domestic violence. In fact, a new study says 83% of Native Americans experience violence. That's more than twice the population of Montana. And along with that population, many are unable to get the services that they need. The FDA is authorizing the Moderna and Johnson & Johnson booster shots. Officials say any approved booster is okay, regardless of which shot was already given out. But health leaders are watching a new COVID-19 subvariant. The AY42 subvariant is a descendant of the Delta variant. Experts say cases of the variant are rare still, and it's still too early to know if it is a concern. Well, the film production company now calling the old Northwestern Energy building in Butte home. They relocated there from Hamilton. Montana Studios purchased that building in early 2020, and it has office and residential space and a large production facility for television and movie making. That's today's leading look.
The latest drought monitor is out. I know I sound like a broken record. Most of the region has remained unchanged. We've seen some improvement, though, in northeast Custer, eastern Prairie, Dawson counties here in Montana. But it also has gotten a little drier in Pend Oreille, Teton, Lewis and Clark, Glacier counties in Montana as well. Now, there is a lot of moisture coming out of the Pacific. Washington, Oregon, northern parts of California going to be inundated, or at least a chance to see a lot of heavy rainfall. The question is, and we show it there, is that going to make its way toward our area, or is high pressure going to buffer us? I'll let you know with the main forecast coming up here in just a bit.
With the announcement of the reopening of the U.S.-Canada border next month, you might think everybody is jumping for joy. While the reopening is generally expected to be a positive thing, not every business is expecting to see a big impact. At Big Sky Foods in Cutbank, owner Jim Ryder is mildly enthusiastic about the reopening of the U.S.'s northern border.
I'm not sure how much of a difference it's going to make for us personally in this building, but I'm excited for the fact that people can come down and visit and get some of the goods and services they were getting prior.
Goods like creamer.
Coconut, coffee mate coconut creamer is something that they can't get up there, so a gal comes down and she buys like 50 at a time.
Other businesses feel the same way. The owner of a retail business who didn't want to go on camera said he keeps Canadian currency at his register for Canadian customers, but the amount of money hasn't changed in 2 years. While the reopening of the border may not be a huge windfall for his business, he's glad the border is reopening. In Shelby,
this is kind of what we're known for. Because
Quilt with Class owner Bonnie Nickel is more enthusiastic.
Canadian business is 30% of my business.
Not only has she missed the profit, she's missed the people who provide it.
I keep in contact with some of them. Some, they're friends out, some of them too. One gal emailed me about 6 months ago and said that maybe we should start considering a tunnel. She said it works on the southern border. Maybe it would work here.
For more details on the border reopening and what you need to know if you want to go to Canada, check out this story on our website. In Cutbank, Coulter